Dear Narendra Modi ji, Pranam. My name is Gijo. I am the co-founder of Global Impex Private Limited. I am based in Patna city in Bihar. I have an idea. This idea has been developed along with my co-founder Mr. Sumit Kumar. This is regarding the fuel security of our country. I have read in the newspaper that India spends more than $167 billion to import crude oil and refined petroleum products from abroad. We can reduce this oil bill and divert billions of dollars into developing of India if we change our fuel policy. We can make India an ethanol based economy. Means if we are able to produce ethanol and run motor vehicles, even trains on ethanol, we not only we can reduce the import of petroleum products and crude oil, but also give employment to millions of struggling farmers in the country. If you are able to open the sugar mills that is closed all over India and give subsidies to the farmers, we produce enough sugar cane, and from the factories producing sugar we can make huge quantity of ethanol. There are other several ways to make ethanol. Blend this ethanol with the petrol or diesel and distribute it along the petrol pumps across India. And we have to tie up with automobile companies, Tatas, Mahindras, TDS, several other companies, and we should do research and development to create engines running with more efficiency on ethanol. If you want to see a successful economy running on ethanol, you can look at Brazil. If you go to Brazil, you can see ethanol petrol pumps, gas stations, where the vehicles are running on ethanol, and you can travel in those vehicles. The pollution is also very less and it is very fuel efficient. At the same time, it gives employment to millions and millions of farmers. As you know, India is the country of farmers. More than 70% of the people of India depend on farming for a living. These are majority marginal farmers. We can help these marginal farmers to integrate into the ethanol based economy by producing agricultural products that can support this ethanol economy. Any sweet substance can be used to make ethanol. It can be made from wheat, it can be made from the fruits that is rotten from the market, it can be made from sugar, it can be made from any sweet substance. There is extensive knowledge we have right now in India to create ethanol in huge quantity. Just blend this ethanol, 50% ethanol, 50% fossil fuels, refined petroleum products. If you mix and start using in a big way, we not only we can cut the import of petroleum products, also save huge amount of money that can be diverted for creating infrastructure in India. Second point is that there is a very big danger for our country to depend on import of petroleum products. In the long run, this is going to pay a very heavy price on the foreign reserves and the development of the country. The more we depend on oil, the more perilous we are into. There is a global war that is going on to control the sea routes that is carrying fuel. We must reduce the import of petroleum products and refined petroleum products, crude oil, etc., and focus on ethanol based economy. Teach our kids how to make ethanol at home. Teach our industries. Start R&D organizations. You can start this by implementing an ethanol running trains. Imagine how it will be. So ethanol based economy is suitable for India on long term. Imagine there is a war and all our crude oil supply stopped from abroad and our navy has been blocked or some other problems came. The ships carrying refined petroleum products or crude oil is unable to reach India. What will happen to our refineries? None of our motor vehicles will move. All our economy will be in ruins. Can you just imagine about such a situation? At that time, If we have an economy that is running on ethanol, we need not worry because we produce enough ethanol to run our economy. We can create industries based on ethanol. We can create very massive tank terminals storing ethanol and blending the same. This can create a new economy. More studies required on this. We can integrate the marginal farmers of the country into the ethanol economy. We can associate with agriculture universities, the farmers and the industries to create an ethanol based economy which is not dependent on fossil fuels and refined petroleum products. This will save considerable amount of money. I am telling you, if we implement this project, minimum we can reduce the import of petroleum products and crude oil to 50%. $167 billion divided by 2. That is very big money. You can divert this money for infrastructure development. Initiative is required. Willpower is required. Study is required. And it is not so difficult to implement this project. Give a subsidy, give an encouragement, and ask our manufacturers of automobiles to make ethanol friendly engines. I am sure one day we can run the entire country on ethanol, on solar energy, on wind energy, and we can reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and petroleum products. This is my humble idea. Please look into this seriously. This is going to help millions of farmers and they can make more money. They can produce fuel, enable them to produce ethanol. Every home, every village must produce ethanol. This ethanol can be sold to the government and we can run our economy on ethanol. This is my idea. Please think over it. If you find it suitable, please take it. I request my former employer, Reliance Petroleum, Chairman Mukesh Ambani sir, that if we create a Jamnagar like refinery and that is producing ethanol, that is enough to feed entire India. There are millions and millions of farmers who is ready to supply you the agriculture produce to make ethanol without affecting the food security. This is a reality. It is possible. I am telling you this for the future development of the country and taking into consideration our fuel security in case of war, in case of crisis. The present policy has to change. An ethanol based economy is better for us. It is going to help millions of people. Thank you, sir.